I want to show you a student, and this is now, I'm sharing just Flash. And I want to show you a couple of things that are, gets into an advanced situation. So I opened up a student's file, and for some reason it wasn't playing well. And I was like, what's wrong with this thing? Because I know he rendered it out. I'll get to his link to show you. But you see here, this is timeline up here. I'll move my cursor, you can see. So that's our timeline. This happens, this output happens when there is an error in rendering. And so his background is too large, right? So that gave me a clue that that's why it wasn't playing well. So I'm in C9 right now. So I'm going to go back to timeline. I'm going to zoom out, and so we can see this. So this one looks okay. Let me just turn this on. Now I could cut this around, but I'm looking at this. I think it's this one. Yeah, because I had this before. I think it's this one. See how big this background is? And this one as well. How long, so right now this is the stage, and look how big his background is. And we don't really use it. Let me take this away. There. So, and there it is again. Let me turn this back on. So, and it starts really big. So one of the ways to get this to be fixed, let me zoom out, is you can come here like this, and you can break it apart. And then this way it can be deleted. I did that on here. You see how I split it?
Yeah.
This. So let me show you. This is a scene right here. So this is one of the scenes that he had done. So I'll do a control. Remember, you can just test a scene. And so this is characters, right? He sees a cat in a tree, and he runs over, and he tells this dude, and the dude goes, hey, I don't know, what's up? I've got something in my bag, and so forth. And then he goes back again, and now it repeats it because it's a scene, right? So now when you play his animatic, I get this, it gets to be, I'm going to start from here. Like here's his animatic where you just see his timeline. And unfortunately, they don't have it, and he shoots it and so forth. So the point to be made is that I'll play this for you, but what happens is it blanks out to white, and that's where the problem is. So I have to go back, and I have to cut that. Now, probably when he rendered it, it might have rendered, but in test, it kind of wigs out and doesn't play properly. So you'll see, so this is what his animatic is that, and this is for Dylan, every frame is in a scene. Every frame is in a scene. And then there's that scene, like you said, well, he picks it up, now he animates it, shows, and then he has a voiceover in the final project. He has a couple of voices, and I'll show that to you. And then here goes, he has a dog walking, and he has and I had him show more of the walk. And there he has a dog sit, and then he has the cut to him doing it. This is just one scene, and now he animates just that, and he pulls it out and so forth. And I think on this one, where is the other one? I think, is it this one? Or scene, if we do test scene here. I think this might be where we get closer to him. Yeah, like that. So there's a zoom on that. And that's just a zoom camera. That's not like he scaled everything. It's just that he zoomed into that action.
Got it.
Okay, so you wanted to do the rain, right? Let me see if anyone else is trying to get in here. Let's see here. I don't think any email. Oh yeah, here we go. I think, let me come out of this. No, okay. Have you heard from Karame yet?
No, she hasn't texted me back.
Okay.
Like, I'll let you know if she comes back.
Yeah, yeah. Let me get our screen smaller here. Okay. All right. So let's go back to sharing. Share, share, share. And you want to do the rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's do the rain. Let's get back to animate. And okay. So let's just take a scene. New symbol. And so this is basically what we do. We just create like one raindrop, right? As such. And remember, this is the vector tool that's in Illustrator. You know this one, Katie, where I'm just using, you know, the tool.
You're just shaping it, yeah.
Just shaping a raindrop, right? And now what I'm going to do is fill it with a gradient, right? Because a gradient can go from opacity to transparency. So let me just fill it with a solid color first. I'll start with this blue. And remember your colors to do your gradients is under color. So now on here, I think I'm going to make this white. Let's get to white. On here, like a light like that. And then on here, let's make it a little bit bluer like that, right? Light blue. Are you with me on this? Then on the white, let's turn that. You see alpha? That's for 0. And when you see that checkerboard, that means you've got a transparency. Now, make sure you add the swatch. Swatches are your palettes. Remember, we talked about palettes last time. I made a symbol where I took brush strokes and I just painted my colors, right? So some people use the swatches. I kind of like use the swatch, you know, the painted swatches as a symbol to pick up. It doesn't matter, as long as you got something. So now there's my gradient. Now I'm going to take my fill, and I'm going to fill that. And the way to move this is the free transform. You see how I can pick this up?
Oh, that's so cool.
Let me get this. I want to get the gradient on here. The gradient, you should be able to move this gradient. Hold on. Where did my gradient go? Usually it's on the, gradient, there it is. Okay. Got to have my second cup of coffee here. Okay, so now you see, you see where it is, right? I was looking at the free transform, that's not it. So now you see I can bring this down, the gradient itself, so it's further down. And don't forget, you can bring it closer. You just have to get this to be where you want it to be.
Yeah, I never, does Photoshop and Illustrator do that or no?
Say that again? Oh yeah, Illustrator and Photoshop does this.
I didn't really notice that.
Yeah, Illustrator is better than Photoshop. Photoshop is a little limited. It kind of just has a rubber band.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I take it back. I think it does have like a Bezier kind of thing going on. But the point I want to do is just I want to move this over to a little bit to the right. And now with my stroke here on my line, let's get back to this. I can color this stroke. Let me get this up so I can see this. So if I just highlight this all, there's my solid color. So I could go and choose a lighter color, and you can actually choose your gradient. You see?
Oh, okay.
So your stroke can have a gradient, and your fill can have a gradient. So, okay, so now I've got that one raindrop, correct? Now, what I want to do is now did I save this? I don't even know what I called it. Rain, I did call it rain, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I could duplicate this. If I duplicate it, it means it'll be in the exact spot. So let me get to the library. And so you see, this is Steve's symbols. He really should put these in folders. You see these folders down here? Let me try to pull this up. These folders right here in
Yeah.
the layer window. You really should have them in folders, because this is the life of an animator. You have 1,000 files. I mean, like, you could get up to 100,000. But the point to be made is keep yourself organized, keep it in folders, makes everything a lot easier. All right, so here's my rain. So I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to call this rain falling. Actually, I don't want to do this. I'll take this back. I'm going to delete this. I'll tell you why. Because if I duplicate it, it keeps the raindrop raw. What I need to do is to drag and drop the raindrop into a new symbol. Then it becomes a symbol. So watch. I backed up on that. I need to have this to be a symbol, because in my mind, my next step was a motion tween. And you can only make a motion tween with a symbol. So I got to come back and make a new symbol, rain falling, and graphic always. So now I'm in rain falling. I don't need my swatches anymore, my colors. Now I'm in a brand new symbol right here, as you can see. And now I drag and drop my rain into here. Now I have that. Now let me zoom out so I can make my motion tween. And I can put a scale on this. So rain comes closer to us. So it's far away, and then it gets larger, right? So I'm going to put a motion tween on this. Right-click, motion tween, stretch it out. And right now, I want to put this down here, like this. You see what I'm doing now? Yeah. Step by step by step.
So you have to draw, or can you like copy and paste it and just go?
Totally. Drag up. Like the next one, I'll do 5 intermittently, a symbol, and then I'll take that symbol and drag it into another one. It'll be 10.
Is there a way you can do it in a loop?
Yes, that's what a loop will do. So,
okay.
So what you want to do is have some raindrops start and then come in. So it's like a staggering.
Yeah.
So let me just do one for you here. So right now, I want this to be smaller at this point. So there I go to my transform. And I'm going to go smaller. I'm sorry, it's bigger at the bottom. So I don't want it that big though.
Smaller in the top.
Right. And then smaller back here. That's what I want it to be, real small.
Oh,
I can
so
almost...
then when it goes to the bottom, it becomes, because it's coming towards you, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
And I could actually put a transparency on this.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, so that this way it doesn't jump. So let me go to my property box.
Can you make it more like the opacity lower too?
Yes, exactly. And so then right here, I want to do my color effect, alpha. I'm going to bring that down.
That's so cool.
Bring it way down, like so, right? And then when I come up here, you see, I want to make this opacity be a little stronger. Now, what I could do is at this point, I could make it stronger. Let me get back to my alpha, right? I want to make it 100% like that. And then when it comes down to here, then I could fade it away again.
Yeah.
Right? So then I could go like that. So then when we play this, play your loop back.
Mm-hmm.
And let me zoom out so we can see the whole thing. Space bar, bring it down so I can see it. Then we, where am I? Display.
Test.
Actually, no, you can't test a scene. I mean, you can't test a symbol.
Okay.
You can't test a symbol. Now, if this was moving too fast, obviously I would slow it down and stretch it out, right? So you can change all those things. So now at this point, I've got one raindrop doing what I want to do. Now I make a new symbol and keep the prefix so that all the rains stay together. Rain falling more, or 2, right? Now I'm going to put 3, it'll be more. So now I go back to my library and I drag rain a couple of times. Now, the thing to remember is, remember that in Rain Falling, it was 90, where are my numbers here? 97 frames.
Yes.
So when I do Falling 2, I have to be sure to stretch it way out, like up to here.
Yeah.
And so then that will make the play. So now watch when we play this. So it's going to play again, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How it's coming through? And so so now you can see where I'm going with this, Katie. And then so then what I would do is I would duplicate this layer
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times. Turn off the original one, turn off the other one, and now move this around here. You see?
Yeah.
And then turn this one off, move this over there. So when you have them all on, you see? They're in different places. So then when you scroll it, you see?
So I have to like keep putting one by one each
Well,
one.
no. So now I do 3. Now I do falling 3, and I drag 2 in. Now I just doubled it up.
Oh, because you have the symbol.
Yes. Yes. So each time you drag and drop a few, like a bundle,
Got it.
Yeah.
and then it's not so much. Then you take the one that has maybe 3 bundles to the scene, and now it all comes down. You see?
Gotcha.
It all comes down now because now you got 3 to 5 bundles in one scene in the actual scene.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to show you too is you're staggering the time. So I would push this like this so it doesn't begin.
Yeah.
So now let's make a scene on this. Let's create a scene so you can see it when I drag Falling 2 in. So where's my scene? Here we go. I'll make a new scene. And do 15, we'll call it Rain Falling. Okay, so now I'm in scene right here, Rain Falling. Let me zoom in. Let me give a background color of the stage. You remember you can't change the background color of the movie midstream. It's the one color the whole time, but I'm just showing you as a test, so I can just change it. Normally you would just create a layer with a rectangle that has whatever color you want. So let's get a let's see what the blue does, or maybe darker might be good. Not sure what color would work best. Let's see. So now I'm going to drag this down. And notice that I have 1, 2, 3, right? And now what I want to do is I'm going to bring this up so it's kind of off the stage, stretch it, right click, insert frame. And actually I want to do a motion tween on here so that I can move this down like so.
Yeah.
So now it already has a down on it. You know what I mean? So I may not have to. Let's see. Yeah. I don't think I need that motion tree because it already has a down. So theoretically, you could just put raindrops that are static and in the scene bring them all down. Right? One way or the other. You either put the motion in the symbol or you could put the motion in the scene. So that's why I don't think I need my motion tween here is what I'm saying. Because I have already a motion tween in the film. I mean, in the actual symbol. So when I move this, you see it's already moving. So that's when I can keep this as it is here and make it become what I want it to be. Let's make this background darker so we can really see it. It's a little too bluish. And not too strong. There, see? It's got to be white maybe. Let's make it white. So, but you probably have like a background with green. So the thing to remember is you just should test it with the color behind it. And so now I would be making all kinds of ones that are, let me go back to falling 2. See, falling 2 has, they're too far apart. So you want to be sure they're closer together. Let me zoom out. So there's just 1, here comes 2. So I could bring that sooner. So that's how you stagger is what I'm saying. And so they come in at different times.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's how you begin to get that. And you can actually get lines because of the motion blur that happens. So you can actually stretch a line that comes with that. So you probably could do, like, let me unshare on this. And let me show you, let me share, like say I'm not happy with my rain the way it's going. Let me share my desktop. So then what you can do is you can go to, you see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
So then here, you could go to YouTube. YouTube's the best. And I could do Animate. So remember, you're talking to artificial intelligence right now. You want them to find out what you want. Animate rain falling. And there you go, you see? Flash animation tutorial. Let's take a look to see how good that is.
My name is Jeff Goldblum. I'm sort of fascinated by a lot of...
Unfortunately, we don't want to hear that. So here, this is the lines that we're talking about. So what I do often, you see there's that line. You see? Katie? See the line?
Yeah, that's like
so you can stretch
really
out.
cool flash.
Yeah.
The center.
You can stretch out that line.
We again converted.
You know what I'm saying?
By entering into
but all I'm saying is that this is, so that's what he's doing. He's creating that first raindrop. So if I went back to animate and I went back to my rain, right? This is why we love symbols. When I change that rain, it will change it for everything. So that this way I don't have to recreate whatever I've done. So I can take this rain here and literally just stretch it. I don't want to do it that way. I want to stretch it out by the points. So I need to get my points as such. You see? And so now I can stretch this way out, and then I can go back to that gradient tool and get this to be much more like that.
Okay.
So that's what we're talking about. And so that's where we're saying the rain can do that. Now you can get this to be actually what we call a shape tween. So in other words, if I went back to this, let's go back to the beginning, like this. I could come here and go right click, insert keyframe, go back to where we were before. Oh, no, it was the points. So now you see it's at that position, and now I want it to end like this position. And I want the gradient to animate. You can animate a gradient in shape tween. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out, get this smaller. These tools are often difficult to navigate on here. So you can see this, you can move this up like that, right? So it can do this. Let's see if that does that. That's kind of cool. All right, we got 10 more minutes. So then we highlight this, and I right-click shape tween. Shape tween is very different than motion tween. This is, I think you did the shape tween, Katie, on your morphing of your shapes.
Yeah.
So now you see, watch.
Oh, that's cool.
And Professor.
Yeah.
You could change the after adding the shape tween, you can change the direction of it as well.
Yep. So now watch when I go back to my falling 2. You see?
Oh, that's
because it
cool.
changed it because it was a symbol.
Yeah.
And anything you do to that first symbol changes it for all of them. Okay, so what I want to do since we're here on sharing, let's go to Wellington's animatic, and then you can show me, Wellington, what you have.
What
So,
time should we come back after
yeah.
the 10 minutes?
Our next time, I have this down here. Our next time is 9:30. So Dylan, we come back at 9:30. I'll send you a Blackboard link. Just
Got it.
click that. I think it's the same link, but I'm not sure, so I send it anyway.
Got it.
And then we can come back and just prepare questions for me, you know, how to be doing it. Definitely, let's go to Wellington's Animatic now. And Katie, you can just show me what progress you have as well the next time we get back in. Okay, here we go. Wellington, let's go to your Animatic. So when you see this, Dylan, you'll see that all the frames are in the, under videos, right, Wellington? Wellington?
Sorry.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. All of my animatics, all my Animate stuff is going to be on YouTube.
Okay, great. That's what's great about your channel. Your walk looks perfect. So Wellington, on this one here, that looks great. Perfect. So the other thing that you could do, stretch it out longer.
Yeah.
You see, it's less than, let's see here. Let's go back. It's less than 3 seconds. So you see, you just stretch it out. It's fine as far as I'm concerned, but for a professional reel, stretch it out longer.
All right.
That's all you have to do. It's a loop. Just stretch out the sprites to be longer. And then it'll play longer for you. But this is great. So now let's go to your Animatic. This one, right?
Yeah.
So walk me through. So now what you're seeing, Dylan, is his Animatic.
Yeah.
Here we go. So tell me what you wanted to do. Have we passed the scene that you want to do, Wellington?
Yeah, I told you like it's the beginning part, which
Right,
is
that's okay. So that's what you're gonna do. So remember, for our final project, everything has a title and it has credits and it has music and sound effects.
right.
So you're gonna have a cat crying and so forth. Now, even through the animatic, that dog barking, you can still have sounds during your animatic, even though it's not animated. Okay? So let's just, let's try to, I want to get this, we'll put it on a loop. So you walk into this, you see the panning, and you're going to be animating the cat. So the cat tail, and then you have the girl, and you have the pan, and you have the waving. So you could do a tween on the waving of the girl if you get past your first scene, Wellington. And then you could have a snap sound effect for the and then the cat that you drew in the first scene can come down. So so now you see, Dylan, where the animatic is. So let me just stop this for a second. So in other words, Dylan, once you get your first scene done, know that you can bring over that cat, make a layer on top of the storyboard, right?
Yeah.
And top of the storyboard, and when you're here, this one, where is it? There, the cat is there again, right? Flip it the other way. And then the dog. And then on this one, you could put that cat on the tree again, Wellington, right?
Yeah.
You put the cat on the tree again. And then you see how you can repeat it and put a tween on it all the way down. So the goal to do is definitely, you only have to do that one scene. But remember, for everyone, if you paint your images as static, using your board to trace, you've colorized it. And that's how Steve was able to do that in that context. So, so that's important to remember that. So here's that rain again, Katie. This is neon signs.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they just made a bunch of symbols, different ones, pulled them together
How do you-
randomly, and
How
put
do
it
you
down.
how do you do a neon
Neon is that glow.
glow?
Remember the gradient. A glow is a gradient.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can what you do is to make a glow in Flash, you take the shape that it is
Mhm.
and you make the inside be transparent
Mhm.
and the outer side be the gradient.
Okay.
So it's like the gradient has opaque in the middle, and on the ends of the gradient,
Yeah.
transparent here and transparent here,
Yeah.
and then it blends to the transparency.
Mhm.
You can also bring in Photoshop.
Okay.
That's another thing. Just bring a PSD
Yeah.
with an alpha channel on that.
Mhm. I know Photoshop.
There you do know Photoshop, right?
Yes.
Yes, you
I
do,
know a
right.
lot.
So that's your back door. Like if you can't figure it out in Animate, you jump to either Photoshop, Illustrator, and bring it in.
Yeah, I took Photoshop for a long
Yeah,
time.
Photoshop is those
Easy.
tools, Illustrator and Photoshop, are the most important tools.
Mostly, like I'm like kind of new. I had to teach myself how to use Illustrator, so it's like it took me a while.
You'll learn it when you transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's every program that exists, most of the content is created in Illustrator and Photoshop.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, InDesign, if you're doing type.
I know InDesign already.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of similar to Illustrator in a way.
I'm using Photoshop in my photography class.
Yeah. We're in the same photography class.
Oh yeah.
How's that going with the is it PowerPoints or?
No, we had to like make it into a contact sheet and then submit it through Blackboard, and so that's how we share.
How does he
everything.
teach the class? So does he see you?
PowerPoints?
Yeah, PowerPoints. Yeah.
So you don't do face to face?
No.
I like the face to face.
Mhm.
I like seeing your faces. I miss your faces terribly. We only have a minute. Yes, Wellington, thank you. All right, when we come back, we'll have your questions, okay?
Hi.
Got
And
it.
hopefully
Thank you.
Kara May will join us. I hope she's feeling better.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye,
Bye.
everyone. I'll stop my share. See you, Dylan. Good to see you.
See you soon.
I hope so. Take
All
care.
right, bye. You too.
Bye-bye.